good spot for it. Okay. Can everybody see my screen, or did I not share that yet?
Not shared yet.
Oh, thank you, Todd. Here we go. Okay. I didn't share it, and I had even put together a little splash screen for everybody while we were waiting here.
Okay. I can see it now.
All right. So thank you very much for joining us. I know this is crazy times. Everybody's working remotely. Well, some of us are working remotely. Some are still in the office. But we appreciate everybody jumping on the line with us, taking some time out of their Friday. We're going to cover a few things. I'm going to go over some tools within Temps Plus, kind of COVID related, as well as touch on the FFCRA tool that we developed to help our clients kind of manage the benefits through the FFCRA. We're going to cover some Reachout features, staying in touch with your employees via text message, email, as well as just kind of touch on the online application. And then we do have some of our key industry partners have joined us today. We have Todd Fenske and Von Berba with EssentialStaff Care. We're going to go over some benefits. Onboarding, we have Nick Reinking with Efficient Hire. And for PayCards, we have Jim Endiso with Money Network. So I'm just going to kind of keep this kind of general on my side, you know, just to, again, point out some of the key features, tools that you can be using just to make you aware. And then if you're interested in any of these that you're not currently using, just feel free to reach out to us, and we can help get some of these things set up for you.
Now, Jimmy, I don't see the screen. I'm on my iPhone. What do I need to do?
You're not seeing the screen yet. You're on your iPhone.
I mean, I'm happy to just listen, but it's probably an easy fix.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm not an iPhone guy. I'm not sure. Is there a toolbar? Do you have a toolbar up or anything where you can see maybe to switch views or view the presentation?
Oh, you know what? I ended up switching to the phone call because the other one, the audio wasn't good. So I wouldn't get it anyway. So never mind.
Okay. Like I said, I am going to have this recorded so I can get you a full copy of it afterwards.
Sounds great.
Okay. All right. So let's jump into Temps Plus. Everybody's familiar. You know, like I said, reach out, you know, especially in these times, staying in contact with your employees is critical, making sure that they're showing up to work when they're supposed to be. And right from the applicant screen, if you want to get in contact with one of your applicants, you can hit Control-R for reach out, or always from the More drop-down, reach out to your applicant. And this is going to be their message history. So on the left-hand side is going to be all of your outgoing communication with that employee. The right-hand side of this screen showing up in blue will be their responses. So that's going to be kind of your chat history. We are actually rolling out a new piece of this puzzle as well to make everybody aware if you're currently using Reachout. We're implementing the ability for them to reply with no text or stop, so that way it will automatically disable Reachout communication for them. So just keeping everybody in the loop, that is going to be coming out. That's on a one-to-one basis, but you know, in these times as we're trying to contact bulk employees, we can go process. Let's see, from a blank applicant screen, I can hit my Control-R to reach out, or again, from the More drop-down. We're going to reach out to a broad group of people, maybe all of my active assignments. We're trying to do payroll and I don't have time in yet for certain people. You want to send all of those candidates a message. So your active assignments with no time. Active employees not on an assignment, big jobs starting up, that type of stuff. So this is kind of just a more of a bulk reach out, text message, get a notification out type of thing. Another key feature of the reach out would be from the customer or order level. If you've got everybody working at AIM's admin job here and the job's delayed an hour or something, or you just want to send them a message about, make sure you've got your mask and you're staying sanitary and that type of stuff. Invoking a reach out from the customer screen is going to contact all of your active placements on all of your orders for that customer. So here I've got 54 active placements across all jobs for this customer. We're going to send them a text else email. And then you can take it order specific. So from the order screen, if you want to contact all your applicants at this job order, you can go to that order and do the same thing. So those are some of the key features of the reach out tool, on a one-to-one basis, bulk basis, or customer or order specific. Again, just trying to kind of keep it general, and that's all flowing through one global email address. So if you're looking to set this up, keep in mind you're going to need an email to process and handle all of these things, and we can help you get that set up on our end. Another key feature now, everybody's, maybe some offices are shut down, have been quarantined, but you still want to be able to capture applicants. If you're not using an online application, now is a good time to think about that. You can put a sign up in your window, if you're on lunch, whatever, have them scan a little QR code, takes them out to their your online application where they can fill out, let you know that they're interested in work, so that way they're just not walking away. And we do have a tool built right into Temps Plus to help you generate an HTML page right from within Temps Plus. So you would just pick and choose which fields you want. Temps Plus Online, HTML generator. We're going to go to an online application. And all this is going to do, again, is just let you browse through all of your fields available within Temps Plus, select the information that you're looking to capture, and we're going to build an HTML page. And if you need help, with all this, again, we're just kind of keeping this general, but this is the methodology behind it. We're just picking the information we want to capture. If I have an other applicant screen set up, I can choose that. Keywords, work history. You just go through the list and we build an HTML page that can go on your website, and then all of that information will flow and you can accept your applicants directly into Temps Plus from there. Okay. Now, kind of to some of the newer stuff that's been developed, the FFCRA tools. If you are a supervisor, you'll have the option for Process Payroll FFCRA tool in your menu dropdown. And that's going to launch the Families First Coronavirus Response Act payroll tool, right? So what does it do? There's a lot of stuff. The importance of utilizing the tool is what's going on in the background, especially in the temporary staffing world, right? We pull up Owen Kennedy here. We're looking for his active placements this year. So in 2020, where has he worked? And where that comes into play is he may have worked multiple jobs throughout the year at different pay rates. So what are you going to pay him? We're actually going to calculate the average hours worked per week to determine the benefit. Okay, if they're marked as F for full-time on their employee record, we're going to default our hours to 40. But if I want the system to calculate the average hours worked per week, I can double-click in here, enter a C to calculate their average hours worked per week this year. Now, I believe this employee has actually worked 40 hours, truly full-time, so it left it at 40. But what that's going to do then is I choose my reason up top. What type of pay? Is he subject to local quarantine? Doctor instructed? Some of them, each type of benefit follows different rules. So some are eligible for full pay and 2 weeks worth of pay. When you get down to like child care, right, they're going to be eligible for 10 weeks, but it's only at 2/3 of their pay. So when I select my reason, I'll see my benefit calculation here. that's going to be 2/3, and here's the regular pay rate. But if I drop down to local quarantine, it goes from 800 to 1,200, so it's increasing it. Hey, now he's eligible for full pay, and when I save that, we get an error message. I must have stepped on something in testing things. But what it's going to do is it's going to record your transaction down at the bottom, and it's going to tell you also how many quarantine days we have used, right? So here's the days that we're paying him, 5 days, 1 full week at his full-time pay rate. It's going to record and tell you also 5 quarantine days used, and his balance will be reduced to how many days he has left available. And same thing for childcare. If I were to select a childcare, drops it down to the benefit calculation. Here's a good example, 5 days child support used. Once I save it, now my childcare days drop to 45 from 50. Okay, so that's really the benefit of all this happening in the background. Actually, as soon as we deployed this quick case point, I got a phone call from somebody saying, hey, we set this up ahead of time. We weren't using the tool. We paid the employee, say $1,000. Well, they weren't working enough, to meet that criteria. The last job they worked on, they're supposed to be working 36 hours, but he had only averaged 25. So the client in question was ecstatic because the tool was able to help them catch those types of scenarios where, hey, just because they're supposed to be working 40 hours a week doesn't mean that they have been. So they're probably not eligible for the 40. The tool is going to help you catch those types of scenarios. Anybody have any questions real quick on anything we've talked about? And again, especially with the FFCRA tool, if you're looking to implement that or you have questions on it, always, just reach out, let us know. Again, open it up to questions. All right. If there's no questions for me, Todd, I think we're going to transition over to Essential Staff Care with Todd and Vaughn from the Insurance Applications Group.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. And I'm going to make you the presenter. Okay.
All right. I am going to share this screen. And blow this one up. All right, I'm going to go ahead and let Vaughn take over for the first few slides, and then I'll jump in here in a bit. Go ahead, Vaughn.
Hey, thanks, Jimmy, for kind of going through that. It's the tools right now and during this crazy time is key. We're all trying to figure out how to look forward on what this recovery is going to look like and kind of how to be ready for it. So that was very helpful to see. I think a lot of people are looking at, how fast and what's really going to happen with recovering. We really don't know, but we want to be ready. So trying to get ready for all of these changes. We're really not, we know it's coming, but we really don't know what's going to be changing when it comes to hiring. Like you were saying, hey, how do you put things on and how do you send the emails and things of that nature? But we know we need to be automated as quick as we can, and especially if some of these social distancing and other things that are going to be happening. Todd, if you want to go ahead and hit that bottom part. So when we're looking at these things, what we want to try to do is really try to figure out if we solve for what we're happening now, what's going to happen in the future? What if there is instead of a V shape, it's a W shape and things of that nature. So we're trying to just be as ready as we can. And that's the reason we wanted to go into the industry partners and what we're trying to do that Bridgeware is putting together with the industry partners on how it can really help your firm. And Essential Staff Care, we have all of our file processes integrated with Bridgeware and Efficient Hire that we're going to see here in a little bit. But we've had a relationship for Bridgeware as an integrated partner for years. And of course, Bridgeware has the relationship with Efficient Hire. And we've tried to really kind of show what we've done and who we are for the clients that we have and the processing and everything that we do from the benefits point of view. And that's what most people are, when they hear past this COVID, one of the main things everybody's still worried about is ACA. So if we're able to take what we've done with benefits and go through and show you what our background is. We created years ago, at the same time we were building relationships with Bridgeware and Efficient Hire, EssentialStaff Care created what we call a staffing-specific administrative platform. And what that really is doing is tying in all the experience that we have, the healthcare issues, the ACA part of it, the enrollment, administrative tools relating to the benefits side and enrollment, so that at the end result would be that we're able to help our clients, the clients, with what needs to be done from an ACA point of view, working with the reporting and things that you guys need to be doing. So we tied this together and we called it a staffing-specific administrative platform. And that's really what we're trying to do, is try to help the employers. Let's look at it healthcare from the employee's point of view. When you look at industry, just for the employee side, what's interesting is we see, based on statistics from Career Builder and other industry leaders, what's interesting is more than half of Americans don't have anything more than $1,000 maybe in savings. And if they tried to have healthcare issues, or if they were looking at a high deductible plan, they're like an accident away from really having problems. So what we looked at was, when you see that, we also had a study done by Milliman, and 84% of medical claims that are filed are below $5,000. So when you look at that employees don't have it and how that works, we look at it, well, how does the employee problem, how does that translate over to the employer? And when you look at it from your point of view, if you're offering these health benefits to help the employees that we're going to go through real quick, what we found is we did a study of over 510,000 employees that are enrolled in an ESC benefit. And what we found is those employees stay on average 47% longer than employees that are not enrolled in benefits. So when you're looking at how you can improve recruiting and retention when all of this stuff gears back up, that really affects your bottom line. If employees stay longer, using some very simple numbers of, hey, what's your average gross and things of that nature, it can really add up to how it can help your bottom line. So when you're looking at how recruiting and retaining employees by offering benefits, and then we're solving to help for what the employees need, that's kind of the high level piece of what we do. And our strategy is pretty simple. We look at the strategy of saying, look, we have a 3-tier approach. We offer a fixed indemnity, which covers a lot of the expenses that you would normally find on a day-to-day issue, office visits, labs, x-rays, there's no deductibles, things of that nature. And it's very affordable to the employee. And that's the one that employees kind of gravitate towards, because that helps solve their problems of healthcare. Now, what we also do, of course, is offer the MEC plan to help the employer out of the ACA, what everybody calls the A tax, that you get popped if you're not offering a coverage. But we also offer minimum value plans for those employers that say, hey, I also want to look at solving for the B tax as well. So that strategy of what we can do kind of ties into the best practice. And now Todd's going to go through how this integrated process between what we do with the benefits, what Bridgeware is doing that you've already seen, how it all affects with the efficient hire, how all that ties together. So Todd, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right, thanks, Vaughn. So again, this is Todd Fenske. So we've been a partner of Bridgeware for many, many years, and we also are a partner with Efficient Forms, Efficient Hire. We took our enrollment platform and we actually tied it in with an API where we take data coming out of Product Efficient Hire and actually push it over into ePortal. More recently, we've modified what that process looks like, and what we're really trying to do is to make the employee's experience as clean as possible. So you've got your sourcing, you decide to hire, move into onboarding. So we're actually built into that onboarding process now as well. So our ePortal product does not do, it's not very mobile friendly. So we wanted to transition away from that for the employee's experience, because so much of what we're doing right now is mobile. So we've tied in, you know, the sourcing going into onboarding covering, you know, I-90, Verify, WOTC, all the stuff that Nick is going to talk about, including the pay cards that Jim will be talking about later as well. But our benefits are tied into that. And so it's a full circle, and then all the data is flowing from Bridgeware over to us for payroll deduction, eligibility change, and also the census file, which is data that we feed into the ePortal. The ePortal is still very important because that's really going to be the reporting engine telling you what's going on. But today we're going to talk a little bit more about the improved employees experience. Now, we've got a lot of documentation for best practices that, you know, we'd like you to reach out to your ESC representative to get some of these types of materials to help you all out as well. So when we're looking at the onboarding, the benefits inside of onboarding, and also the benefits as a standalone, whether that's going to be initial enrollment, open enrollment, that's really what I want to focus on a bit more today before I hand things over to Nick Reinking from Efficient Hire. So like we said, we've had a long-term partnership between us, Bridgeware, Efficient Forms, Efficient Hire. So we're going to go through an example right now, but one of the things we really want to highlight is if you're a current ESC customer, please contact your ESC representative about what you're seeing today. They'll pull Vaughn and I in to answer some additional questions. And if you've got some questions for us directly, please feel free to give us a call. But I'm going to go ahead and jump over into a live example. Let me get out of this guy, actually. All right, live example. Okay, so one of the reasons we wanted to make the transition to do the employee experience inside of a product like Efficient Hire is it's incredibly mobile friendly. So if you're at the employee portal in Efficient Hire, this would be if you were sitting on a phone. This would be more if you're sitting on a desktop. So I'm going to log in as an example employee in here. So I've got a standalone transaction for IAG EssentialStaff benefit enrollment built into this product. So again, mobile friendly. If you're running on a phone, it would look more like this. If I jump into the Q&A, now this Q&A is just benefits. Nick is going to show you this exact same Q&A, but embedded inside the onboarding process as well. Now, one of the things I love about this product is it gives us the ability to put a lot of videos, marketing materials to really guide the employees so they understand, you know, what are the product available, what are the offerings available to you, and what does each one do? Because honestly, the minimum essential coverage plan, the MEC plan, is really designed right now to help you as an employer. Now, an employee can absolutely take a MEC. We're not saying don't, but we want them to understand the difference between what's a fixed indemnity and what can you do with it versus what is the MEC and what does that mean for you. So we gather some information in the standalone transaction, but a lot of this data would already be collected inside of onboarding, so you wouldn't see that as well. But baseline information to collect about the employee. And if this is a initial enrollment, we can take data that you've already got for all of your people and import that into the system. So a lot of this data could already be pre-populated. So some basic information I have to answer, Medicare related, and then we're going to get into the actual benefit enrollment. So we start out with the fixed indemnity. And this is a great video that basically talks about you can go to a doctor, you can fill prescriptions, go to an urgent care, you can get treated. It has no copay, it has no deductible. The schedule will actually tell you down below exactly what's covered in the plan. So because this can get into rich media, and we don't have to put videos in, this is something we work with each client on to decide, are we looking for sort of pieces that explain? Are we looking for videos to explain? We have examples of all of these. So we work with you as a customer to decide what actually goes in here. Now I have this one set up where I'm on a 4-tier. We also have a 3-tier plan, but I'm electing one tier now, and that's going to be the tier that I stick with going forward. So I can't say for fixed indemnity, I want to do employee only, but for my ancillary, my dental, my vision, things like that, I want to do employee plus family. So there's rules built into this product to make sure they're picking what is the correct setup. So I did elect employee only in here. So now I'm getting into my ancillary, dental, vision, term, accident, short-term disability. It's got the schedule of what's actually included in that. And then it's asking if I want to elect. Now, in my situation, I've already set employee only, so that's the only choice I get. So I'm going to go ahead and accept those benefits as well. And I love this video because it really does explain to an employee, this is a short one, it's 40 seconds, but it'll explain to an employee what is a MEC. You know, it's preventative, it's screenings. They'll tell you if you have cancer, you can't get treatment for it. They'll tell you if you have high blood pressure, you can't get treatment for it, screening. Now this gets you out of the Part A, and one of the reasons why we love embedding this into the onboarding process is your compliance is 100%. Every single employee must see these things, must answer these questions when it's embedded in onboarding. That's going to be what Nick's going to show you as well right after this. So I'm actually going to decline the MEC. So then at the end of this, it's going to take me into the forms that I'm going to be signing off on. Now, one of the things that we designed this to do, since the data is what's really relevant to us, we're basically telling the employee, what did you do? I elected the FI, I elected the ancillaries, I declined the MEC. And then I'm going to be signing it. Now, we've also got the legalese. It's the back of the paper application that many of you might be seeing, or our current clients, of course, are seeing this already. So I'm going to be signing this as the employee. When I first got into this system, I created a 4-digit PIN, a personal identification number. So I'm going to put in my PIN. I'm going to click approve. Now this is actually signed. So if I want to, I can go in here and I can see, show me the forms. Now you're notified as the employer as well that I signed this. So Roy signed it at this time. Now this product uses GMT, it's universal time, it never changes. And then down below, you're also going to see Roy's signature on our legalese as well. So I'm totally finished with enrollment as a standalone. So at this point, I want to transition over to Nick because I want him to show the onboarding tool and how our stuff is actually embedded in it, along with everything else you gain from that, like WOTC and all those types of things. So Jimmy, do you want to go ahead and take control from me and pass it over to Nick? Thanks.
And Nick, we are coming your way.
All right. Go ahead and share my screen here. Okay, awesome. Can you guys all see an email here?
I see the
Yes,
email.
Great. So hey, thanks a lot for having us on here. We're happy to be here. Certainly been partners with Bridgeware for a long time, over 2 years. You know, the integration is really nice, not only with Bridgeware, but as well as with Money Network and EssentialStaff Care. So today what I'll do is just kind of walk you through a high-level overview of what our onboarding looks like. It's all triggered out of Temps Plus by hitting Control-O in that record in Temps Plus. So as Jimmy alluded to earlier, you know, the best process is to use the Temps Plus application. Then when you decide to hire somebody, you essentially will hit Control-O inside of Temps Plus, and it's going to trigger an email that looks exactly like this. So it says, "Dear James Bond," that's the employee we'll use for the demo today. Tells them the registration. This would obviously be the customer name who's been initiated by an admin. Directs me to click on a link here. Guys, if you wanted to, you could have this email come across in Spanish as well. Everything that we do, not only on the employee side, but in the recruiter side, can be done in Spanish. If I were to click on this link as an employee, all the questions, even the I-9 and WOTC questions, would be in Spanish, and then we would obviously map those onto an English form. So to start out, again, we hit Control-O and Temps Plus. This triggers this email to the candidate. They're going to click on this link, and it takes them to a page that looks exactly like this. It's going to have all of their information already filled out, and all they're going to do is create a password and a PIN number. And this 4-digit PIN number is how they're going to e-sign all their documents at the end. So after they create their password and their PIN number, they're just going to have one option here. It's going to say Finish Questions. Guys, this site is, this whole system is completely configurable. So not only can we configure it for you, but it's also client specific. As Todd mentioned, completely mobile friendly. So it's not only great at helping you capture all your forms, policies, handbooks, videos, whatever you want to get in front of your customers or your employees, but also any forms that your customers might have. You know, any specific forms they need, we can help you capture all the data and fill those out. Anywhere you see video or text, you can customize it. So really you can put as much customization into this site as you want, or you can just really go with all of our standard how-to. First time I'm here, I'm going to click on Finish Questions. And again, the very first time I click on this Finish Questions button, all I'm going to see on the left here is this welcome page. I went through to make it quicker today so you guys didn't have to see me type and talk. But the way it would work is I would land on this welcome page, and then I would just slowly go through the interview, answering all of the questions that you guys have turned on or off. You can see it's real nice. I can't leave, social security numbers blank. I can't put in 2 different social. So this way we know that the data that we send back to Temps Plus when this person is done will be clean and accurate and completely fully integrated. I tell people we work with, tons of staffing customers as well as other industries. Probably 95% of the questions you guys might ever ask, we have built into our system. When we're working to implement with you, we just go through, hey, turn on availability, turn off references, make stuff required, not required. But again, in the staffing industry, you guys have a little more challenging world. A lot of times, again, you not only have your policies and forms, but you also have your customers' policies and forms. So our system is configurable. We can serve up policies and forms to your customers, to states, to divisions, even to roles. So it's very easy if you have, drivers and you have a driver policy to come in there and configure it. So anytime you hire anyone who's a driver, really in any state, they're going to be served up that policy or that form. The way that we capture policies, again, the policies all live in here. You can click on it to view the policy. You can support these policies with videos or text. Here's an example of a handbook. The customer actually has to, or the employee has to agree to all the policies. We're also going to put a time and a date stamp of when they click yes on there, so that way you guys are always covered in case someone says, hey, I didn't know, or I never saw our handbook. You can quickly pull it up and say you did and you actually signed it. We also are integrated with Money Network, so we can actually collect some of the data there and send it back to Bridgeware to really facilitate that whole piece. As we come down here, additional questions. Again, if there's any specific data or forms that your customers need and we don't have it in our system, we have the ability to, you can have yes or no questions, you can have fill in the blank questions, and then drop down questions. And then if you need to, we can map any of these answers of these questions on top of any data in here to a specific form. Again, that way, if you guys have customers who have forms, it's very easy for you to fill those out. So slowly it's going to guide me through the interview here. This last piece, after I've done the I-9, is this work opportunity tax credit. Guys, we work with a ton of staffing on work opportunity tax credit. And it also is a really cool thing that we've done recently with Bridgeware. We're continuing to work on our partnership and develop it to make it, provide more value for our customers. One thing that we've recently worked on with Bridgeware is through an FTP, they're going to automatically send us payroll information on a weekly basis. So that way, when you're doing this work opportunity tax credit, through some new reporting that we built and with having them send us their data every week, we can really help you guys optimize this and have a different view of, who all is eligible in your environment and, what hours that they work and highlight which ones might be close to getting to that next level of credit for you. The way we approach work opportunity tax credit, again, it's embedded in our onboarding. So if you do it with us, part of our onboarding, you don't have to worry, 100% of your hires will be screened for it. We took sort of a TurboTax approach to it. We're filling out some kind of difficult to understand government forms by having a, conversational yes or no question with the candidates. The way it works is they say yes to any one of these categories. So in this case, I said, yes, I'm a veteran. Again, we'll ask some additional easy to understand yes or no questions. If there's any chance at all they're eligible, they will e-sign their applications and send it in. And guys, we have integrations with the veterans, with the SNAP, all the different databases. So it's very rare. I think it's less than 3% of the time do we actually need any information from you to help us get this credit. So it's a very hands-off approach, especially with Bridgeware sending us the hours. You really do not have to do anything other than turn it on in our system, and then our team will submit the application, process them for you. So Todd already went through this, but again, completely mobile friendly, fully integrated. We can screen this person, get them enrolled in their IAG benefits. Todd already mentioned, it's really powerful to be able to support anything in here with videos, introducing them to really what a MEC is, what a fixed indemnity. You know, there's a ton of information in here as well. So the idea is all through one fully integrated solution, mobile-friendly solution. You can get everybody enrolled. You can not worry about, hey, did I notify this person for ACA coverage? You've offered everything up to them. You're not going to have to worry about any penalties. Going to maximize the work opportunity tax credit, and obviously reduce any sort of data entries by us automatically sending this data directly back to Temps Plus. So the person's gone through this whole interview here. They can hit save and exit, and now they're going to e-sign those forms with that 4-digit PIN number they created at the beginning. And again, this was a real high-level demo, but I'd love to, if anyone's interested in how to schedule time, really how easy it is to set up our system and some of the configurability options when it comes to those custom forms that you might have with your customers. So here's this onboarding PDF. All the information that we filled out is going to be on this form. Once I type in my PIN number, my 4-digit PIN number, it's going to put a time and a date stamp right here. At the bottom of this too, we had talked about it earlier, if there are any custom forms that you need. So we hired this James Bond to this Honda. Honda has a safe driving policy. So when I place someone at Honda, I need to send them this specific form. So I was able to capture data from the interview, map it to this form. And again, once I type in my PIN number, this form will be executed and I can deliver it to Honda. Here's another example of a customer specific waiver that we map data to and we'll map a signature to. You guys can never see a PIN number. You can never set a PIN number for your employee. And that's how those signatures are valid. So the employee has typed in and they've approved their onboarding. You can see it says no action required, their work is done. And then at this point, whatever you have, if you want a manager to be notified when someone's done with their onboarding or a recruiter, we could have an email trigger to that person, or maybe we could trigger an email to an admin. Completely up to you. So that's really the whole employee experience. Again, fully integrated with Temps Plus. The whole onboarding is triggered out of Temps Plus. We're screening them for IAG benefits enrollment in there. They're e-signing all their documents. And then what will happen is I'm going to log back in now as an administrator to our system, and I'll show the approval process. Pause there. Does anyone have any questions on sort of the employee side or the experience, what we've seen so far? Okay, we'll keep on moving then. So now I'm logged in as an administrator. Guys, an admin can do everything in the system. An admin can come in here and you guys get a new handbook. They can change it out. You guys want to put a new policy in about texting and driving. An admin can come in here, upload the policy, create it, and send it out to everyone tonight. Our system is built to where essentially you just kind of read some instructions and follow some instructions on the screen and click the button, and you guys could set up a new client. So an example I have is maybe at 6:00 p.m. tonight, you guys get a new contract. They may have 5 custom forms and 2 videos that they need everyone to watch, and they want you to start hiring for them, tonight. On your own, you can come into our site. You could come in here. You could add the branch or the client. You could assign all of your policies to it. You could assign the forms for your customer to it, and again, start hiring. So it's really the approach we take is a train the trainer. We will always have support. You'll always have an account manager to do this stuff for you if you don't want to or you forgot. But the system was really built. We know staffing, things happen quick. You need to be able to change or create new policies on the fly. The system will really allow you to do that. What's going on, things that I need to approve, an I-9, and then policies, and then all of my WOTC is down here. The way it works with recruiters, again, very easy to manage recruiters in our system. You hire a recruiter, you click this new recruiter button, give them a first name and a last name, and then here's Todd Fenske, familiar. So you either district or just a recruiter, and then you recruiter district, and I click the button right here. Now the next time Todd logs into the system, he'll be able to hire to AT Columbus in this professional staffing group. So the whole recruiter management is all very simple on our system. And whatever workflow you have, if you have a recruiter approving I-9s or you have an admin approving I-9s, we can manage all that directly in our system. A couple of other things which I'll show you. Again, the reason that a lot of staffing customers choose to partner with us is you guys have a ton of different policies that you need to think about. Again, not just for you guys, but for all your customers. So in this custom form section, you can come in here, and here's an example of a driving release waiver. You would just click new form. You would choose, hey, when am I going to serve this form up? So in this instance, I want to serve this form up thing, and I want to serve it up to every single person. But if I wanted to, I could say, hey, I'm only need to serve this form up to, Dayton Honda in Colorado. And again, anyone who fits that criteria would get that form. So the whole thing is, again, it's designed to be very quick, mobile friendly for you to not only collect the data you need, but to collect the data your customers need electronically. And again, with that full integration into Temps Plus, it's a pretty sweet solution. For us, the trigger, once an admin or a recruiter goes in and approves Part 2 of the I-9, for us, that's the trigger to send all of that data through the API directly back to Temps Plus. So again, I'm logged in as an admin here. The other level of login is a recruiter. And again, really the only difference between a recruiter and an admin, a recruiter can only hire and do processes to the branches they've been assigned. So you can see here, I don't have any sort of setup. I can't come in here and create new forms. I can't create new locations. I can essentially just work what's been assigned to me. We're fully integrated with E-Verify. It all happens from within our system. You can get that immediate response for Part 2 of the I-9 if that's something your organization does. Again, at a high level, I think this is pretty much the way our system works, but we have a ton of very successful Temps Plus customers using the system today, not only on the onboarding, but many times they'll find that by starting to do WOTC or maybe switching to us as the provider and doing it as part of the onboarding, sometimes the uptick in WOTC credits alone will often cover the entire cost of our onboarding system. So happy to, again, follow up with anyone if there's questions or if you want to see another demo specific to you, I'd be happy to get one scheduled. Jimmy or Jim, I think, hand it over to you. Thanks.
Nick, thank you very much. Todd, Van, thank you for showing everybody how this, kind of three-way partnership here works. And they had their emails up, but again, if any of our clients are looking to get in touch, want to see more information, they're more than welcome to reach out directly or contact us, and we'll put you, in touch together. And next up, we have Jim Endiso with Money Network to talk about PayCards. Jim, ready to make you the presenter?
Works for me.
Coming your way.
See if I can figure out all this high-tech stuff here.
That's right.
You got it, Jim.
I have faith in you. Should have a little share my screen button.
Yeah, and I just did. Let's see. Share. Can you see it?
There it is.
See, Money Network Payroll Delivery Service.
Yep, we are up.
All right, just a little background why we call it Money Network Payroll Delivery Service. It's more than just a payroll card. It enables the employer to do a number of things and also benefits the employee greatly, which I'll get into and show the benefits on both sides. Money Network has been a partner with Bridgeware for well over a decade. I've been on board for the past 8 years and I've been working closely with Bridgeware for the past couple of years. We work with Bridgeware clients of all different sizes, from single offices to multi-office locations, regional and national level, fully integrated with through an API. So there are many things that Bridgeware clients can do in real time that other Money Networks clients can't do, and that's one of the benefits there. So one of the things I just want to give a little background on, you see up on top here, first data is now Fiserv. So why we're different and who are we? We first started in the industry back in 2001, and you can see all the different milestones that we have hit over the years up to present. We currently have over, well, right now about 3 million active cardholders, thousands of employers that we work with, and again, like I said, of all shapes and sizes. A little bit about who we are and the benefits to the employers of working with Money Network and with Fiserv. Fiserv and First Data merged a little over a year ago. We are the largest brick and mortar, online, and virtual processing company in the world. Truly the largest global processing company. So the benefits that we afford to our partners in Visa and MasterCard and Amex, both, again, online, brick and mortar, all of that technology is behind Money Network and is what works for Money Network and all the Bridgeware clients. So you can see all the accolades up there about, most admired company, but just wanted to let you know about who Money Network is and what we're a part of. And again, the firepower that, you have behind the Money Network program. The uniqueness of our program, and I'll get right into this, is that what we do is we onboard a new program. We have an implementation manager who works with all new clients that are coming on board, and he or she, over probably about a 4 or 5 week process, builds a program, educates the employer on how to use the program, and you can see down on the bottom right there where it says warrant and indemnify you in the contract as long as you. If you follow our lead and offer, we have a pay selection form that you can keep on board either electronically or physically that the employee signs. You offer either direct deposit or a check in addition to the Money Network program, and a couple of other things that are state specific. We warrant and indemnify you. What that means is that if for some reason an employee brings some type of grievance to the DOL or to the state board, we will go in and we will fight the fight for you. We are the only company that I know of in the industry that will warrant and indemnify you as long as you follow our lead and use the program as we instruct. Cybersecurity and fraud program, again, you're getting the benefit of the full firepower of Fiserv. We have hired people from the Secret Service, from the FBI, from all types of law enforcement agencies that work with us. We actually had a Bridgeware client that thought that they would be able to get away with some type of fraud. It was brought to our attention. Our investigators worked with that client, were able to produce video and photos of the fraudulent activity taking place and worked with the local authorities to bring those people to justice. So that's some of the things that you have behind you. The other thing that you have is we have a product called Fraud Protect. Now, you have the dark web out there. Now, I had heard of the dark web. I didn't really know what the dark web was or is, but what happens is if someone, God forbid, breaks into your and hacks into your system and gets all the account information for all the payroll cards, and what they do with that is they take that and they post it in the dark web, and they sell it, and they sell that information. That's when, they break into, the different organizations or different retailers and take all that consumer information. That's where they sell it. So our Fraud Protect, it's actually a product that we sell to many major retailers and organizations nationally and globally, is it identifies the card numbers immediately. So any Money Network card that was being sold on the dark web will immediately be recognized by the Fraud Protect that comes along with the program and will immediately be shut down. That account will immediately be closed, and the cardholder and employer would be notified. So it's a pretty unique program that we offer on that side. You can see some of our partners. We work with some of the largest companies, but we also have thousands of mom and pop organizations around the country, thousands of employers of 100 employees or less. And then what's in it for your employees? So what we do is we offer what we call a welcome packet, and there'll be certain items in that welcome packet that you will be giving to your employer or employee when you hire them. And what you're really doing is we're opening up a bank account for them. And I'm sure, in the staffing industry, you come across where you have to present a check because you can't do direct deposit because many people don't have bank accounts. A lot of people don't trust banks. A lot of people have bad credit. They don't want to pay for any type of fees that are associated with opening up a bank account. So within the welcome packet, you'll see Money Network check, what I'll talk about in a second. You'll see the Visa, regular prepaid or regular Visa debit card, not prepaid, Visa debit card. That same thing that you would get if you opened up at a Wells Fargo or Bank of America. The Money Network check, there's 3 of those in each packet. It's a fully negotiable check. It can be made out to pay rent, to pay, anything that you would use a check for. What it's used for normally is if someone loses their card, they will contact us and we will deactivate the card to keep the account open. But in the situation with Bridgeware, because of their technology and their API connection with us, your employer or employee, if they lost their card, they would be able to come back into your office. You would be able to issue them a new account, a new card, give them a new welcome packet, and the Bridgeware software will actually transfer all of that information and the funds from the old account over to the new account. So it's a very unique thing that we offer, through Bridgeware. Also in the card carrier, you'll have activation instructions, how they activate the account, the fee schedule, which I'll get into in a second because there's no cost to you, the employer, and the employee has the ability to use this card at absolutely zero cost. There would be a balance and transaction limit schedule, just, like you have with any type of program, cardholder agreement, privacy notice. Any questions on any of that? Okay, I'll move on. Some of the benefits that your employees are going to get. Easy access to wages on payday. Don't have to come into your office to pick up a check. You don't have to mail a check. You pay in real time through through the Bridgeware software, through the Bridgeware back office. The Money Network card gives them more buying power. They'll have unlimited signature transactions at no cost, unlimited PIN debit transactions at no cost, with or without cash back. They have the ability to buy online, remote, over the phone. They have zero liability protection, just like it comes along with any type of Visa card. Our mobile app, which I'll show you some of the benefits in a second, gives them anywhere account access to their entire account. The Money Network checks allow for pay to the penny, because there are some states that require that any type of payment for payroll the recipient has to have the ability to get paid to the penny. The cardholder funds are in an FDIC insured account. There's no overdraft fees, and 24/7 access to customer service in over 20 languages. And I'll back up on that overdraft fee. The only way that the account can go into overdraft would be like in a quick service restaurant, a McDonald's or a Burger King. Those types of environments, they don't go out and authorize every transaction. The line would be out the door. So what they do is they do a batch transaction. So they'll accept maybe 10 or 20 payments, and then that terminal will send out that whole batch. Well, somebody may go in and have $10 on their card and spend $12.50. Well, that's going to put their account in arrears for $250. Well, we're not going to charge them for that. There's no overdraft fee. And in the agreement, the cardholder agreement in the welcome packet, it states that if that does occur, the next time that they get paid on that card, that $250 will be deducted. Now, in the staffing industry, they may not get paid again on that card. Well, that's not your responsibility. That's not the responsibility of the employer. That's Money Network. We take the hit on that. So in addition to no overdraft fees, there's no responsibility from the employer in case it ever does go into a negative balance account. Mobile app, you can see all the different things that we have available with our mobile app. Very, very robust. You can send money to friends, P2P, at no cost. So if I want to send Jimmy Kennedy payment for our football pool, if football ever comes back into existence, or well, when it comes back into existence, all I would have to do is get Jimmy's email address, send him an email, put him in my Friends app in my phone, send him an email stating I'm sending you $20 for my entry fee, and then send him a second email with a password. When he receives that, he will open it up, and once he uses the password, it'll ask him, where do you want to place these funds? He can place them onto a credit card, a debit card, a bank account, PayPal, wherever he may want to, and at zero cost to both him and me who sent the money. So you can transfer those funds at absolutely no cost. Piggy bank. We have, I guess, in the tradition of the old Christmas clubs, where they can put money aside. Again, we try to, instill a little financial literacy into the program for the employees. They can have up to 3 different piggy banks. So if they want to put $5 aside for each, or for one of their 3 kids, individually, they can do that, or for whatever reason. And they always have access to those funds. But again, just trying to instill a little financial literacy and fiscal responsibility into the program. We do have remote check deposit, which just about every bank account has now. They can use, the card to or the check to pay bills. They can push it to their wallet. We are integrated with Apple Pay, Samsung, and Google Pay, so they can make the Money Network account the designated account for Apple Pay. Which, again, now that a lot of hands-free, that is very important. Where you can do a touchless transaction where you don't have to sign anything or have a piece of paper. Budgeting. We also offer budgeting tools where they can see where they're spending their money. They can even set a budget and say, okay, well, I want to allot so much for gas, so much for eating out, so much for movies, whatever it may be, and it allows them to follow their spending in the Money Network account. They can do a quick view, so you don't have to log in to see what your balance is. You just open up your app, boom, and you have the option of not showing that, or you can show what the balance is. You can move money. You can transfer to a U.S. bank account or to a bank in Mexico or across Europe, and we are expanding the countries in Europe that we're sending to. Gift cards. First Data Fiserv has what we call a virtual gift program, and just about every major retail restaurant nationally is on board with it. Lowe's, Home Depot, Chili's, TGIF Fridays, FTP, Floral. What the ability is that it's a virtual gift card. So if I forgot Jimmy's birthday and I want to send him a gift card and it's the same day, I can just go in, purchase a gift card for his favorite retail or restaurant and send it to him, and he'll receive it in an email. It'll have a barcode that they can scan when he gets to use it, or he can use it online, and the funds are deducted from the Money Network account. We have a card lock and unlock. So if they said, oh, what did I do with my card? Uh-oh, I hope I didn't lose it. They can go in the mobile app and lock that account. And then once they find it, they can unlock it. Add money. They can go to the different transfer agents like Western Union or MoneyGram and add cash to it. They can also use it for their tax returns. We actually right now are participating with the U.S. Treasury for a lot of the relief funds that are going to millions of people, and they'll be using the Money Network cards to receive their payments from, the relief payments from the government. And then ATMs. As I said before about the signature transactions and the PIN debit, they get unlimited in-network free ATM transactions. They can go into the mobile app. It'll use global positioning to indicate where they are, and they set a radius of maybe 5 miles or 10 miles or 15 miles, and find the nearest in-network ATM to them. And they're not in remote areas. Like where I live, I'm in North Carolina. I have one in the Target street from me, one in the Walgreens, another one maybe half a mile away in a convenience store, gas station. So very easy to access your funds at no cost. Any questions on any of that? Okay. The other thing that we do too, we have different perks that we offer during the year. So one of the things that was going back to the mobile app, they can sign up for notifications. So they can get sign up for emails, they can sign up for text messages, and then notified anytime there's any activity that takes place with their Money Network account. In addition to that, we have these different promotions we send out through the year, and you can see here there's 3 different ones. Annie Ann's Pretzel, use your Money Network to buy 1 pretzel, you get another one for free. Special offer with Papa John's, who is one of our clients, for purchasing pizzas, save $25 on a larger purchase. And then also showing them how to use their account to receive their tax return. And then Piggy Bank. I wasn't sure. I was a little skeptical, to be honest with you, in the beginning of how people were going to use the Piggy Bank, because obviously there's a lot of people, unfortunately, that live paycheck to paycheck. But it is being embraced. One of our largest clients, Walmart, did a big promotion with it, and it was amazing the people that came back. So you can see that, total went from, we added almost 38,000, bring it up to 75,000, and now it's over 100,000. So that feature is being increased, incrementally over, each month as we move forward. The other thing that we do for financial literacy with the mobile app is when they do log in, we do have financial experts that will put a blurb on there about financial literacy. And it's probably about 2 paragraphs long. Again, just trying to promote that financial literacy and the fiscal responsibility and assist people on how to properly, use their funds and save as well. And then lastly, I had talked about this with the add card to Apple Pay or to the Samsung or to Google Pay. Very easy. You just go into your mobile Money Network mobile app. You can see down here on the left, you add to your Apple Wallet. You go in here and set your default card in the wallet, and it'll tell you that your card is ready to use with Apple Pay. And again, touchless, not having to touch anything, particularly with, different generations now, that's how they want to pay, and that's their preference. So we are affording them that responsibility. So that's pretty much it. Be more than happy to answer any questions at any time. If anyone, I think we have a couple clients that are on board here right now that are listening that I've worked with in the past. And going forward, if I can add any information, just contact Jimmy. Jimmy will contact me, or Jim Maddie, and I'll be more than happy to set up a one-on-one session with you.
Thank you very much, Jim. Yeah, this was a good presentation, I think. Yep.
Hey, this is Nick. I was just going to ask how I get in that football pool. Sounds like a good time.
Good question.
Wait for the season to start would be the first thing.
Hey.
Yeah, Jim, like you were saying, if there's clients on here that are currently integrated with any of our, partners here, you may have seen some features or tools that you may not even have been aware of, like the piggy bank and different features that these, companies do offer. So not only if you're looking for more information or demos to get signed up, but hey, if you just saw something and you want to get more information on some of the features, reach out, let us know, and everybody would be more than happy to help train and get you educated on the full feature sets that they do offer. Does anybody have any questions at this time that they wanted to throw out there?
Okay, I get the big
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us today, taking time out of your week to go over some of the features that we have. And just point out that, remember, now is always a good time to make sure that you're optimizing the technology and resources that you have available. And this meeting was recorded, so I will have it available probably within an hour or so to get sent out to everybody that was in attendance, or anybody that's looking for more information. Okay.
Thanks very much, Jimmy.
All right, everyone. Appreciate it.
Hey, Jimmy, it's Phil.
Yes. Hey,
I just wanted to thank everybody. I've been sitting in on the whole meeting. Everybody did a great job. Good information. I think we need to do this again next week.
Sounds good to us.
All right.
Thank you.
I've already blocked out the time, so just let me know.
Great.
All right.
Thank you very much once again, everyone.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.